ICT posted a homework assignment in its community tab, and I was watching it and I was like, wow, this really applies to me. This really applies to me because um, I've been kind of looking and searching for a model and trying to find a model. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to find a way to not lose at all, to have zero losing trades, to be right, and to have a perfect model, which that's not the case, as we know. And basically, I saw this assignment and I was like, man, I could really use this, and I want to do this going forward, and I just want to stick to this because this is something that I see in the charts that sticks out to me personally, and that I'm just gonna stick to, and I'm also gonna show setups of this model every week now from now on, and also maybe every day just work on and show those examples because why not just stick to the model? So without further introduction, let's get straight into the model. So here is my model. It is pretty much an ICT. It's the 2022 model, but with a little bit of twist on it on what I'm targeting and what I'm looking for. So as we see, pretty simpler. We have this doesn't have to be here, but this is kind of just added confirmation and confluence. Also, SMT is something that I look for, but I don't necessarily need in my trade because when I try to look for SMT too much, I kind of just get caught up in looking for the divergences. What I'm really looking for is for us to be trading in premium prices and for us to take a pool of buy side liquidity if we're looking for a short setup, and then looking for a possible, it doesn't have to be there, but a 1 2 3 drives, basically a willingness to go any higher when we're already within a premium. So a willingness, a failure to go higher, and then the break in market structure here, displacement, change of state of delivery, and then this is the breaker. I don't really trade breakers. It's just there for logic, and I'm looking for a fair value gap to trade into, and I don't need it to trade into a premium here if there's a balanced price range here. So if there's a balanced price range within this leg, like a fair value gap in, fair value gap out, I don't need a trade. I don't need the fair value gap to be in a premium. But if there is none of that, then I will need it to be in a premium to take a short, and then just reverse logic 1 2 3 drive after sell side is taken, shift to market structure here, and then pulling back to the breaker. Also, my model, like I kind of just brainstormed this up, um, and it's kind of just what I've seen. I don't have specific times that I need it, have it traded by, but I'm gonna avoid trying to trade during the lunch hour. Although it's fractal, like it will be there in lunch hour. Mainly looking for this in the AM session during possibly a macro, and just with the overall narrative. I think narrative more than anything. I'm trying to avoid the PM session, just trading mainly the AM session, but I will note the ones that do happen PM session because that's something that I do want to work towards is becoming able to trade PM session, but majority of it will be in the AM session. It can form on the 15 second and 5 second, mainly lower time frame that I would like to use to enter. It would be a 15 second, but 1 minute, 5 minute. Yes, it is fractal. It's the 2022 model. And for my model, I'm aiming for a new day opening gap, a new week opening gap, old daily highs and lows where order flow exists, or low hanging fruit. That's just aiming for low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit, full TP will be at 60 points no matter what, and I'll be done for that day and pretty much the week. I'm looking for one of these setups a week. I think 60 points a week is phenomenal. And honestly, I might dumb this down to maybe even 30 points, but I think 60 points is not too far fetched with all the volatility. But mainly full TP um, at that initial low hanging fruit, and then full TP at 60 points no matter what. I'll be trading one. Well, I'm not trading right now. I'm tape reading, but I'll be looking to trade one contract if I do take a demo trade. Stop loss will be at a logical area. Could be wick constant encroachment. Could be a fair value gap high or low. Could be like as we see. I'll bring up examples and I'll show where I put my stop. So here's the first setup of the week. Here is Monday. I didn't do the whole week because there are a lot of setups here. Like there's so many setups, especially if I'm dropping down to the 15 second time frame. So what do we have here? If you go on the charts, order flow is bearish here. We have a stop out here, and notice how we are trading up into this imbalance here. So that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a stop on, and then we're looking for buy side taken, maybe an SMT or something. Right here, there's a small imbalance, but we don't get any market structure shift. Here, there's an imbalance right here, but we're not trading in a premium. There is no balanced price range here. because we don't have displacement here. And here we trade right here. Stop hunt, perfectly. This is what we're looking for. If fair value gap in, fair value gap out, balance price range forms, shift to market structure, and balance right there. This is where I would enter right here, and then my stop loss would be at constant encroachment of this wick because we've had that stop hunt here. Or sorry, it would be constant encroachment of that wick, and I would give it some room here. So right there. And then as we see, it delivers 100 points to that new day opening gap and new week opening gap right there. So a nice setup there. Here is the same day. This is during lunch hour. Buy side taken. We're within that new week opening gap. We're respecting that right here. What is this? Shift to market structure right there. Imbalance. Boom. We have another stop hunt. And then here it forms again. Deliver to new day opening gap. It could be TP, and we deliver lower. Same day here, buy side taken, shift to market structure here. Imbalance right there. Stop loss would be at the high of this inversion fair value gap right there. Looking for TB of the new day opening gap right there. And then look, we support it again. And kind of the same thing. Buy side taken, market structure shift here. Balance price range, enter right there. New week opening gap as support as resistance, and ends up forming. And this is the final setup of the day. Here we have sell side taken. We have SMT that forms during 2 p.m. silver bullet hour. What do we have here? Shift to market structure, pull back. We actually don't pull back to discount of this leg, but I'm noting it from the change in state delivery right here. So we do pull back into optimal trade entry of this change in state delivery right there, and we're trading to this imbalance right there. Very nicely. Here's another setup. This is around market open. We trade up, buy side. Notice how buy side. So we're in a premium here. Or I would think we might have been in a discount this day. But we had opening range gap lower, and then we had relative equal lows right here, and then a daily BISI. I actually did take this. I was able to see this live, and yeah, this is the trade I took. And notice how we don't get a market structure shift, but I can trust this because we have a balanced price range. It's around market open. We're likely going to have volatility to expand. We have a daily BISI that we trade into, so that was very nice. Stop loss would have been at this high right here, allowing it to trade up into this inversion if it wanted to. Here is another trade that day. We have SMT right here forming at the lows. SMT, shift to market structure, imbalance right there. Stop loss at constant encroachment of this wick, aiming for 60 points. Beautiful right there. Here's another trade here. As you can see, this move is already in motion. When you get up here, there's a balanced price range forms up here. We're displacing through opening range gap. We're displacing through new day opening gaps. We have a stop hunt that gets right here. Stop hunt, shift to market structure, boom, imbalance. This in my opinion was the best setup of the week right here. This setup right here. And then I see order flow. We trade Asia low and that new day opening gap. And that's all the setups that I included within here. Although there are many examples throughout the week, I'll continue to do these kind of reviews where I review the setups of this model throughout the whole week and kind of just give an update of how I am approaching this. And I think it just boils down to me just not wanting to be in demand perfection, because that's kind of where I'm at. I want to be good, and although becoming profitable, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be some amazing, oh, I have to win 100% of the time. Literally, if I stick to this model, say I read it wrong, say I take a loss. If I stick to this model throughout the results of 2-3 weeks, I can guarantee you, if I'm trading with the current narrative, that this model will deliver. And I've just seen this happen a lot in my backtesting, and I think this is something to stick to. Although, if however I am backtesting, and if I want to see something better, I'm not going to try to change it, because why would I try to change it? Like, this is all that's needed. It's 2022 mentorship model, lower time frame. Like, this is plenty enough. Looking for scalps. This happens. This repeats. If it doesn't form that day, then it'll likely will form the next session. And if it doesn't form at all that day, then it's likely not a good trading day at all. And there's nothing to do. There's nothing to push. And yeah. Hopefully y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next one.